This program is brought to you by Shaneira and Associates Limited. वेलकम बैक जी। सेकंड पार्ट है इस प्रोग्राम का और आपने देखा कि दो गेस्ट मेरे साथ हैं, शनीरा अकरम और आतिफ मलिक। शनीरा जो हैं वो एम्बेसडर हैं NICH की और आतिफ मलिक जो UK एम्बेसडर NICH के। दोनों बहुत अच्छा काम कर रहे हैं और मैं ये बताना चाहूँगी कि अगर आप लोग दोनों बात कर रहे हैं और हम मज़ीद इनसे बात पूछेंगे NICH के बारे में, और अगर आप समझते हैं कि आपको इनको डोनेट करना चाहिए, इस चैरिटी को डोनेशन देनी चाहिए, तो उनके जो अकाउंट डिटेल्स हैं और जो वेबसाइट एड्रेस है वो स्क्रॉल चल रहा है और स्क्रॉल में आप देख सकते हैं। सो आपकी डोनेशंस जो हैं वो हॉस्पिटल को हो जाएंगी। तो हम अपनी जो गपशप कर रहे थे वापस हम मूव बैक टू शनीरा। शनीरा, व्हाई the question I want to ask that there's so many charities and you're working with so many other charity organizations as well. So why you chose NICH to be your main, the main charity?
Because I think NICH and the donations that we accept from really generous people, there's not often you can meet or come, be introduced to a charity that makes so much of an impact on a little child's life. And every pound that goes to that hospital goes to giving a sick child life-saving treatment.
Yes. Yeah.
There are families that I've seen. I went in there once to that hospital 4 or 5 years ago, and I never left.
Yes.
That was it. I knew this is the place I want to be, because if I can have a child, if one donation can save a little child's life, and it can walk out of there and live a healthy life because of somebody gave that little bit of pocket change. If I can get a few 100,000 little bits of pocket change to be able to save lives, I think that is rewarding for me.
So you're working to save future. What do you think about people of Pakistan?
The issues of Pakistan is there's a lot of poverty. A lot of people need assistance. A lot of people need help. But it's basically opening the channels. Like they say, you can turn around and give somebody some money, but once they've spent that money, there's nothing there. So you've got to give somebody a chance to actually, in effect, get on the ladder, to do something, to create something, so they can feed their family and it can be ongoing. So what we're looking at the moment is various ways. But initially, at the moment, this charity now, is very close to my heart due to Bhai and Bhabhi, and me, obviously, I've been there as well myself, and I think it's usually you go somewhere and you think, is this all 100%? This is 100%. As we're asking at the moment as well is pay the hospital direct. There's no middlemen, 100%, everything goes to the hospital, you pay the hospital. Giving a child a life, in effect, is giving that child a future.
So, Shaneira, is this a teaching hospital?
Yes, it is. It's one of the largest pediatric postgraduate training facilities. So we have nursing school, a physiotherapy school, and
good.
it really helps because we train medical staff for the hospital and also for going out into Pakistan and doing the most good, which is wonderful also. And the donations go to that, go to funding that school also.
Right. Let's talk about your hobbies now. You're so popular in young Pakistani boys, I must say, because when I updated my Facebook status that Shaneira is coming to my program, there was so many comments and one of the comment was, please make sure you look after her, offer her coffee and tea, which I did, and she said no, she's okay. So I mean, a lot of fan following. I'm really impressed that you had a lot of fan following.
That's wonderful to know that, I don't know why, but thank you.
But I mean, it's a love towards Wasim Akram and Wasim Akram's wife, so that's how I look at it. But anyway, that's really nice of them. What are your hobbies, Shaneira, apart from working for charity? There's anything else you would like to do in your spare time?
What's spare time?
You don't have a spare time.
Do you know? Does anyone here know what spare time is?
I certainly
I'm a
don't.
mum, and no, I don't know. What is? Yeah, I don't know.
No.
I think a lot of women will really relate to that. I know what she's talking about. Spare time, none. Wasim and I, we run a lot together. We go to the gym together when we have time. We like to keep a routine like that, keep fit, keep healthy. So that's kind of how we run our house.
So when you say you eat healthy, what does that mean?
Depends.
You don't eat roti?
Oh yeah,
Pakistani food.
Yeah, I eat roti.
Nihari, especially in Karachi, nihari, biryani.
I pretty much only eat Pakistani food, especially when I'm in Pakistan. I crave it when I'm here. Maybe 2-3 days eating Gora food, and then I'm like, oh, give me some desi khana. I've been pretty much vegan for about 5 years, 4 to 5 years now, and Wasim is going on a year. So, which he's done on his own. Don't put it on me. Everyone's going to say, "Oh, she made him do it." No. But we're just having this journey with food right now, this love affair with food, because we are discovering all these different types of chanas and dals and the way to cook the dals. We've got less oil in the food, and we're enjoying more of a roti and a naan and things like that, because you can eat a lot more of that when you're not eating meat. Like my relationship with aloo right now, it's like literally a love affair.
So you cook? Do you cook yourself?
Yeah.
So
I'm actually quite good at it now.
Really?
Yeah.
I can confirm that.
That's one thing that's come out of COVID, I think.
Really good.
Thank you.
So what can you cook?
Well, like I said, I'm vegetarian. Like aloo bhaji, okra, saag, chanas, dal.
So you can make saag as well?
4 or 5 different types of dal, yes.
Wow.
And also it's different as well. I like it. I now see the difference between home-cooked food, which I love, and then you go out and have, or you have some takeaway, or you have something somewhere else, then you're like, well, that's good too. And then you're like, oh, I want my home cooking. So yeah, it's really good. And pilau I made the other day, vegetarian biryani.
I think you were in Pakistan when that corona started. So how did you cope with it? How bad it was in Pakistan?
But because my husband is diabetic, he suffers from, if you don't know, he's a type 1 diabetic. He's a world ambassador for diabetes. And if you look at his Instagram or Twitter, you can see, he manages it very well. He's very, very athletic, he's very physically active, and he eats well, and he does definitely promote that on his Instagram a lot, especially recently, hoping to inspire people. But when COVID hit, we were in Pakistan, and you asked how it was.
Yes.
We had to stay locked down. So it wasn't at a lockdown yet, but we had to lock down. So we pretty much went into stage 4 lockdown as a household. And we didn't see anyone for about 4.5 months. So my daughter didn't see another little child for about 4.5 months. We survived. There were tough times. It was challenging and it was testing, and at some point you were just pushed to the limit. Yeah. But we got by, and you get stronger. You go into survival mode, and you work out, okay, how am I going to get through this? How am I going to not only stay physically healthy, but also mentally healthy? Because I think at this point in the world, that's one of the main things, is looking after our mental health, because it's very, very easy for that to go down a bit of a black hole.
Right. And you've just mentioned mental health, and it reminds me of a problem in Pakistan, that people don't even recognize mental issues. They don't even recognize that if mental health is important, they don't even recognize, they don't accept it. Have you ever thought of working?
I think that generation, that time is going. I think anyone who thinks that the way Pakistan is now, we're moving into a whole new era. It's like a cultural revolution is happening in Pakistan. The youth are taking over, and they are a lot more educated and a lot more aware and a lot more sound than a lot of the past generations have been. They're not focusing so much on just the fashion and what we look like, and they're focusing on their health, they're focusing on their education, they're focusing on their rights, what they need, and they're saying, hey, we can take over, we can do it. So with mental health, I think what I see and what I feel on social media, especially in the children I meet and the universities I go to, these children are incredible, and they know this. Mental health is there's a problem there.
Yeah.
So I hope to see a lot of, and especially children here in UK, parents that have children who are studying psychology, and counselling. If they are to go to Pakistan eventually, please send them. We do need people like that to help in Pakistan.
Exactly. Shaneira, do you have any interest in politics? Don't ask me forward this question. You must have a little bit of interest. Or no?
Of course. I mean, you can't not in Pakistan.
If you're living in Pakistan, you have to be political, don't you?
Well, you don't have to be political, but you definitely have to be aware of what's going on.
Or a view, political view.
Yeah, a political view. And there's always drama. It's like watching a drama, really, isn't it? But yeah, I think you all know where I lie on that.
Yes, we all know.
I think that Pakistan, like I said, it's not so much about the politics now. That's kind of being handled. It's now about the mass of the people. We educate our people. That's I think Pakistan's number one biggest problem. It wouldn't be so much poverty. I don't think it's disease. What I think it is lack of education.
Yes.
And as soon as we start putting every child in Pakistan in school.
Yeah. Do you have any interest in politics?
मुझे कोई इंटरेस्ट नहीं है पॉलिटिक्स में. मैं सीधा बिजनेसमैन हूँ.
Oh God, okay.
वैसे मुझे प्रॉपर्टी का पूछ लो, नो प्रॉब्लम.
इसे तो नहीं कह रहे कोई नाराज ना हो जाए.
नहीं, मैं
You want to keep everybody happy.
totally.
है ना?
I'm totally a businessman, no politics.
बट चलिए, ये तो आप मुझे ये बताएं कि आपको लगता है कि पाकिस्तान में थोड़ी सी पॉलिटिकल सिचुएशन इंप्रूव हुई है, कुछ इंप्रूवमेंट नजर आ रही है आपको?
I think हर बंदे ने अपने टाइम में अच्छा किया और I think everyone's doing good. I wish him the best. I just wish that the public is better looked after, and we're here to help. We're here to do what we can. Me, Bhabhi, Bhai will campaign ahead to do as much as we can to help the people of Pakistan. Allah has blessed us, Alhamdulillah. It's my mum's prayers, and to me, all I want to do is help. Bhabhi and Bhai are very passionate, and they do this from the heart.
Pakistanis in UK, like, you've helped Pakistan so much. A lot of people haven't even come to Pakistan and don't even have family. Their family is here, but they still help charities and NGOs and places in Pakistan, and that is so sweet. And thank you so much, because your donations change, and your help changes the way, the face and the way direction that Pakistan is going. And thank you so much. And I know it's been a really, really hard time, because a lot of us have lost businesses. We've had children at home, out of school. Mothers are working 24 hours around the clock, and it's a really, really hard time. And that's why this hospital and a lot of charities have missed a lot of major donations in the last 4, 5, 6 months because of this. So that's why we are reaching out to the generosity of the UK residents here and saying, look, £1, £10, £100, whatever you've got, this will go directly to helping these children get the treatment, because suffering doesn't stop there in Pakistan. Just because COVID has happened, that hospital is still there. Children are still being electrocuted, still having hepatitis and typhoid and dengue and malaria, and every day they are coming to that hospital. That hospital treats 1,000 outpatients a day. That's 30,000 life-saving operations a year, and I don't know if you know, that's a lot of operations, and it's all free of cost. And it's because of people like you that this establishment can keep running and keep saving lives.
Thank you so much, and really, it was a pleasure meeting you, and definitely I'm really grateful and honored that you came to my program. Thank you
for having us, and having us also do this too, so that you can help also with charity. We're working together.
I wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Atif, thank you very much. और किसी बहाने से आपसे आज फिर मुलाकात होगी. So thank you very much, and keep up the good work. Thank you very much. Thank you. ये था हमारा आज का प्रोग्राम. आई होप कि आपकी जो मुलाकात हुई है शनीरा के साथ और आतिफ के साथ, आपको बहुत अच्छा लगा होगा सुन के भी, और ये सुन के ज़्यादा अच्छा लगा होगा कि अपनी अपनी कैपेसिटी में ये कोशिश कर रहे हैं उन लोगों की हेल्प करने की कि जिनको मदद की ज़रूरत है. और ख़ास तौर पर बच्चे किसी भी कौम का मुस्तकबिल होते हैं, किसी भी कौम का फ्यूचर होते हैं, और उनके लिए हमें चाहिए कि हम जितना भी हम हेल्प कर सकें, हम अपने मुल्क के फ्यूचर को बचाएं. सो जैसे मैंने पहले कहा कि अकाउंट डिटेल्स स्क्रॉल में चल रही हैं, और अगर आप उसको डोनेट करना चाहें तो प्लीज़ आप ज़रूर डोनेट करें. ये था आज का प्रोग्राम. अगर आपको आज का प्रोग्राम पसंद आया तो मेरी वीडियोज़ को लाइक और शेयर ज़रूर कीजिएगा, और मेरे चैनल को सब्सक्राइब भी करें ताकि आपको मज़ीद प्रोग्राम्स के नोटिफिकेशन भी मिलते रहें. फिर मिलेंगे. अल्लाह हाफ़िज़.